Hello YouTube friends and family. In this video I'm going to give you the breakdown on what I do when I'm negotiating a load and all the things we do consider when we are trying to get more money on a load. Step 1, know your numbers. You need to know what it costs to operate your truck. This is what we call our break-even point. This number is the amount we need to just break even. After this number is all profit. I will link a resource my husband found early on that helped us to determine our break-even number. The link will be below. This is what an offer looks like when it comes through on your Panther app. Note, the way we negotiate would work with any carrier or broker provided you have the ability to negotiate your loads. The basics. You need to know what are your total miles you will be running for each load. This is simple to figure out. It's the loaded miles plus your deadhead miles will give you the total miles. Why is this important? It's pretty obvious, but I'll mention it anyway. Whether you get paid deadhead miles or not, you will be paying for fuel on those miles. For this reason, we always factor them into our negotiation. Fuel costs per load. This is a pretty simple calculation. It's total miles divided by miles per gallon your truck uses times the average fuel price. That'll equal your fuel costs per load. Now that I know the total miles for the trip and the cost for fuel, it's time to take a better look at the offer. Panther offers have a lot of information on them. However, they also tend not to give important details that can sometimes sway you one way or another. You will always see the line haul amount being paid, fuel surcharge, and deadhead. Tolls will not automatically show up there. There's a little bubble that you have to select yes for tolls to be listed. Information I call before I even start negotiating. For me, I need all the information before I can even start. If you run reefer, they pay you for reefer fuel, but it's never included on the offer. I always call and get that number. I also get the run time and the set point, which is the temperature. I find out if the load has hazmat. Note, this can change your route and all miles. They will not give you more miles if you have to go longer because of its hazmat route, but we factor that in our negotiation. Are there any additional stops? Do you have to unload or load? These are also factors that they pay you for, but it won't be listed on the offer. I don't even consider them in my negotiation. I just add them. It's part of what they have to pay me for. At this point, I have all the information from Panther that I need. The only thing left is for me to find out how much is the shortfall on our fuel. What we call it the shortfall is the difference between the fuel surcharge and the actual cost of fuel. Our goal is to never come out of pocket for fuel. We want each load to pay for itself. We also want to be profitable. This is the offer, my worksheet for the offer from the beginning of the video. These are the factors and things that I write down so I can begin my negotiation. I always find out where we're picking it up, what date and time, and what's the location. In this case, it was Whippany, New Jersey, and where am I delivering it to and when. So, and where. So we picked it up on the 11th and we were delivering on the 13th. And it was going from Whippany, New Jersey to Fort Worth, Texas. I always note the dispatcher that I speak to because this is important if your pay is not right. You know who you negotiated with and they can find out because the calls are recorded who gave you what. So I always know the dispatcher, our pro number, which could also be, depending on the carrier, called a BOL number. All my load details. Is it is there hazmat? Is it a life science load? Which all of ours are pretty much a life science load. Our reefer set point and our runtime on the reefer. Do we have any stops? Do we load or unload? Have to unload or unload the truck? All of those things are noted. Also, our miles. So as you can see there, we have our loaded miles, our deadhead miles, and our total miles. Our total miles was 1679. We divide that number by 7, which is the miles per gallon. Our truck actually gets closer to 9.5 with most of our loads, but 7 is a safe number, so we use that. So we have about 240 or need about 240 gallons of fuel at a rate for the fuel of 350 per gallon. That gives us about $840 in fuel. We subtract that by our fuel surcharge, and our shortfall is 217.20. Our line haul amount is there, as you can see. Fuel surcharge, DH is deadhead, tolls, reefer fuel amount. I always call for that. They never give it to us. And stop. I always add that. They never give it to us, but we know that we get paid $25 per stop. So this offer was for 36.96.82. I add that to my shortfall, and the minimum that I would like would be 39.1402. I always ask for at least $200 more than what my minimum is, and that was in this case I asked for 41.25, and I accepted 38.50. So that's my negotiation and how much I actually accepted for that offer. If you made it this far, thank you. And here are a few tips. First of all, not all dispatchers are created equal. Some will not want to budge. Whatever your contracted amount is what they will want to book the load for. And that might not be advantageous to you. They act like you're taking money out of their pocket. So be prepared to walk away. If it doesn't make sense, it really doesn't make dollars. So it doesn't make sense for you to move and not be really making any money for the load. Also, be prepared for having a bad week or two. Nothing is perfect out here. You will have a bad week. Um, it definitely, trust me, it'll come. Be prepared for those weeks. Set some money aside for weeks that may not be, you know, what you would want to make. I also want to say set some money aside for your expenses, your taxes, and include your salary in that. That's going to help you when you do have those bad weeks. You're a business owner now, so you want to make sure that you conduct yourself like a business owner. Discuss everything with your partner. If you have a partner, you guys should be on the same page on your negotiation strategy. You should be on the same page of what is the minimum amount you're willing to accept on a load, and so everything could work seamlessly. So you want to make sure that you do that. And again, if it doesn't make if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make dollars. Know your factors every week. So if you have a week that you need to be home and you get a load that sends you past your house for the weekend, it may not be the best load, but it serves your purpose. So that would be a win. Or maybe you have, or maybe you're in like a bad area and you need to get out of the area. So sometimes you'll take a load that might not be the best load, but it gets you out of a dead area. So keep those in mind. Again, that's a win. If you're getting paid to get out of a bad spot, it's a win. So I would definitely take that factor into consideration. So, all of these little things are a factor in our negotiations, and I would say know your factors, know what each week brings and what you need so you can actually um, negotiate your load based on your needs for that week. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it below. If you found this information helpful, please like the video and subscribe for more content like this. And remember, keep rolling.